Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Peppa Pig's house. Here the house is from all of the angles that you might possibly want to have a look at it from. It is a very simple design, guys, so I've tried to add small details where I can to make it a lot more recognizable. Thank you once again to all of you that have suggested this particular build down in the comments section. It was really fun to design and make. I really enjoyed doing this one. Please do leave more comments, let me know what you want to see next time, especially if it's a cartoon or movie related build. And guys, if you do enjoy the cartoon build series, please do remember to smack that like button, or gently tap the like button, please. I mean, honestly, it doesn't need to be smacked every time. There's no need to hurt the like button, just gently tap it. It's a lot better for it, honestly. It's really recovering from some of the other cartoon related builds that I've done. You guys have been crazy supportive with this series. Thank you so much. But please do gently tap the like button, help me out, and do suggest what you want to see next. But without any further ado, let me show you how to make this thing. Unfortunately, Peppa and most of her family have escaped out into the wild. I think they're looking for a more detailed house, but we do have one little friend left with us. Let's move on to the actual tutorial. So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. You need a whole host of stuff. We're going to use some birchwood planks, blue stained glass, yellow concrete, orange concrete, quartz slab, buttons, birch fence, oak wood, and some oak leaves to start off the build. But we do also need all of the other materials, so pause the video, make sure that you have all of them. Once you have them, you can begin. So the house portion of this does not include the garden. The house will fit into a 12 block coming across the front by a 15 block going towards the back area. If you like, you can better mark out where your build's going to be by placing these same dimensions in your world. Well, if you do, you want to start on the very front bottom left hand corner of the build, move inwards diagonally to the right. This is where we'll kick things off. Start off with a row of 10 birchwood planks coming up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then go to the right by 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Connect all the way down to the ground, like this. And take that bottom block that hit the ground and extend it to the left by 3. 1, 2, 3. Place 2 yellow concrete. 1, 2. Connect to the left using birchwood planks. Raise up the yellow concrete by 2 rows. 1 row, 2 rows. Take the middle right-hand block of the door, place a button in front of it. Then, on top of the door, place 4 rows of birchwood planks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place 2 rows of glass on top of that. 1, 2. And under the window, place a layer of quartz slabs, like this. Perfect. Now, we're going to create the shape of the house a little more. Take the upper right hand corner of the house, because why not? This corner block. We want to extend it towards the back of the house by 6 using 6 upper right diagonals. So that'll look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do 6 bottom right diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect all the way down to the ground, like this. We want the same on the opposite side, so if we come to the opposite side now, the upper left hand corner, we want to do the same thing. We want to do 6 upper left diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 6 bottom left diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect down to the ground. Hopefully a little bit better than I just tried to. There we go. Now, on the back of the house, there really isn't much detail. Really, there's only a window. If we take the top back sides of the house and we connect those together, we take the top birchwood plank blocks on the back of the house, we connect them together, and we find the 2 middle blocks that correspond with the ones on the front, and we place 2 blue glass underneath the 2 center blocks with another row underneath, add a row of birchwood planks underneath this, with a layer of quartz slabs underneath the blue glass, then we will have the same as what we have on the front. Same window, on the back, exactly the same. Let's move to the right hand side of the house now, and we can add some detail. On the right hand side of the house, we're going to begin by connecting the bottom of the house together using birchwood planks. Then we'll add another row of birchwood on top of that, like that. Starting from the left going right, we want to place 2 birchwood planks, 1, 2, 2 glass, 1, 2, 3 plank, 1, 2, 3, 2 glass, 2 planks. On top of the glass, add an additional layer of glass. Then on top of the glass, add 3 layers of birchwood planks, that's 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Add 2 layers of glass on top of that, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. And underneath every single window, place a layer of quartz slab, as you can see me doing now. Just add a layer of quartz slab underneath every window. That is the right hand side done. Let's move to the opposite side. So on the opposite side, we literally want to do the exact same thing. So we'll connect the bottom together using birchwood planks. We'll add another layer of birchwood on top of that. Starting from the left going right, we'll place 2 birchwood, 2 glass, 3 birchwood, 2 glass, 2 birchwood. On top of the glass, we'll add yet another layer of glass, and on top of that glass, we'll add 3 layers of birch. So that'll be 1, 2, and then 3 added on top. 2 layers of glass, 1 layer of glass, and 2 layers of glass. Then we will place quartz slab underneath the windows, just as we did on the opposite side, like this. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to fill in the house completely using birchwood planks. Now this may take a little bit of time because we have to fill in all of the empty spaces on every single particular side of Peppa's house. We must fill it all in using birchwood planks. There is very little detail involved in the house. If you guys will take a look at the house for yourselves, I mean there really isn't too much going on. So we're going to simply fill in every single wall using birchwood planks, and after that we'll put a roof on the house. And then the only bit of detail left after the roof's been complete is an antenna stuck right in the front centerish part of the roof, and that'll be the house complete. Then all we have to do is Peppa's dad's car, or the family car, I don't actually know who owns it, and probably the dad, I don't know, he seems to drive it. Anyway, the point of it is we're going to be making the car after this, and then we'll be doing just some small things to make the house look a little bit nicer and brighter. Like we'll add a big nice garden, and we'll also add a nice fence going around the place, and we'll even add a little picnic basket and some small trees. We'll make the place look really, really nice and really nice and colourful and friendly. That's what we're going to go for. We're going to make it look all nice and colourful and just peaceful. It's a really fun house, I think. I think that this is a really nice little house. I mean, it's not even, you could even use this as like a little starter house if you wanted to, even if you weren't interested in like the Peppa Pig aspect. But here we go. We filled in every single wall with birchwood plank. Using orange concrete, we're going to start at the front, and we're going to place a row of orange concrete in front of the entire house. Like the top row of the house, we're going to place orange concrete in front of it. Then we're going to place orange concrete working our way up the triangular portion of the roof of the house. So we're going to place orange concrete coming all the way up and then all the way down, and we're going to have a row of orange coming across the back. It might be a little bit easier for me to just kind of like do a little bit of this and then show you what's going on. So we want to have something which should look like that. That's from the front to the back. You guys get the idea. We want to make the roof overhang the side of the house by one row. We want to make the roof overhang the side of the house by one row like this. And then we want to connect the roof together like this. So we actually want to connect the overhanging part of the roof together like this, so that it forms a nice smooth roof. It's the same on the opposite side as well. Not only do we want to do that on one side, we want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side too. I mean, we could leave the roof how it is, like this, but it doesn't look as good in my opinion, and hopefully your guys as well. So what we're doing to counteract that is simply smoothing off the entire roof, as you guys can see me doing, looking quite good. Now, we just have to connect the roof together, the left-hand side and the right-hand side. It's a very nice orange roof. If you liked, by the way, this is something you could do. If you want to better color match Peppa Pig's house, although I don't think it will look as good. If you wanted to better color match, Peppa has kind of like a very yellow house, like a very pale yellow, like a yellow wool would suffice, or maybe even yellow concrete, or perhaps even yellow terracotta or clay as it used to be known. That might better color match Peppa's house. However, by using the very pale, nice beigey color of the birch wood, it creates a much nicer contrast, and I think that the house does look better, but it does depend on how accurate you're going for. The last aspect of this house that we'll be doing is the antenna on top of the roof. Come all the way up to the top, middle-ish of the roof, somewhere but like one of these two blocks, preferably on the right-hand side. We're going to place a row of 5 birchwood fence coming up from the roof. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we're going to take blocks number 2 and blocks number 3, and we're going to extend them left and right each by 1, and this will create a nice little antenna on top of the roof. You could even move it a little bit further over to the right if you wanted to, although it is pretty much in the center of the roof. And that's the house portion of this complete. Let's move on to the next bit. So the next most important part of this, I think, is going to be the path. After we've done the path, we can do the car. So there's a little bit of a path coming from the entrance of Peppa's door to the outer part of her garden. I've speculated this because there's not that many pictures of her actual, like the surroundings of the house. So I've kind of had to guess a little bit. We're going to knock in front of the door by, let's say, 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to knock in front of the door. Then we're going to extend the last 2 rows, and we're going to extend them outwards, coming out to the side of the house. These particular rows can come as far as you like. I mean, a nice little distance would be something like this, something a little similar to that. And inside of this empty space, and you can make the garden smaller or bigger, we're going to place some stone slabs. I like creating a little bit of depth here because there isn't a lot going on in the garden, with a little step up taking you into the house. That's looking pretty decent if I do say so myself. Now that we've done that, we can focus on the car. The car needs cyan terracotta, buttons, red concrete, glass panes, stone slabs, item frames, white concrete if you can get it, and ladders. So, towards the back corner of the path on this side coming out from the house, we want to begin the car somewhere around this area. The car, we're going to begin by placing a cyan terracotta, and we're going to extend that terracotta forwards using 2 stone slabs. 1, 2. Then a cyan terracotta. Then we're going to add a stone slab in front of that, and extend that slab to the left by 2. 1, 2. Extend the slab backwards by 1. But actually place a cyan terracotta behind it, then place 2 stone slabs coming back, cyan terracotta, stone slab, extend that over to the left like this. Fill the center of this in using stone slabs. Then add a layer of red concrete directly on top of everything that you've just made. So add a layer of red concrete directly on top of everything that you have just made. What we're now going to do is we're going to take the front center concrete, we're going to place a ladder in front of it, item frames either side with white concrete in front of those. We're also going to place buttons in the tires of the car, which of course are the cyan terracottas. Now we're going to use our glass pane, and on top of the second row of concrete starting from the front, we want to place a layer of glass pane with a red concrete on the left and right just behind the glass. We then want to add a glass behind each one of the red concretes, with a red concrete behind the glass, with a glass pane connecting at the back. Add a layer of red concrete directly on top of everything that you've just made, completely covering it, and there you will have a nice, cute little car. If you wanted to be even cuter with this, what you could do is you could even give it like a number plate, and you could have like Peppa written in it, or something similar to that, or you could just leave like a fun message, if you wanted to. Now that that's sorted out, let's do a couple more details around the house that I think are quite mandatory to make this place look nice. So we're going to grab white carpet, oak plants, some oak wood fence, and we're also going to grab some oak wood, some oak leaves, and some birch fence. So on the right hand side of the house, in between the two windows, leaving a reasonable gap, 3 or more, 1, 2, 3, we're going to place a 3 by 3 square of white carpet. That's a picnic blanket. We're going to place an oak wood plank somewhere around here, with oak wood fence on the sides of that plank. And well, actually, a material that I missed, or I didn't even have room for it though, is wooden trapdoors that I'm going to place on top of that. That makes a nice little picnic basket. I'm also going to plant a couple of trees. So a couple of trees, maybe one coming from the back corner of the house. I'm going to place an oak wood, 2 oak wood leaves on top, and then I'm going to extend the bottom oak leaf outwards every single direction. That makes a very nice small tree. I'm also going to place one somewhere near the car as well, coming out of this corner of the house. I'm going to just place a nice little tree, and you could place those absolutely everywhere around the house if you wanted to. They make nice little additions. Now we're going to figure out where we want the borders of the house to be. So using birchwood fence, we're going to take the edge of the path, the stone path, and we're simply going to figure out like how much of a big of a garden do we want around the house. So this is why I didn't create a bigger floor plan. I want you guys to figure out how big you actually do want, oh, Mr. Leaf from that tree, how big you actually do want the garden to be. I mean, it doesn't have to be a massive garden by any means, but you could have a really nice big garden with lots of stuff in it if you wanted to. You could even funnily, I guess, like add some pigs to the garden just so that people have that extra little knowledge like, hey, I know what this is. Like as soon as people see pigs, it might be a fun little thing to add to the place. I don't know, you guys will have to figure that out yourself, but I think that that's a pretty reasonable sized garden, and the reason that we've done that is because we're now going to grab the oak wood leaves and every single flower that we have at our disposal, and we're just going to very simply add, starting off, we're going to add some leaves around the base of the house, just oak leaves. I like oak leaves for this. Typically I like jungle leaves, so it's kind of like my favorite leaf that I like to use in Minecraft, but I'm thinking oak wood leaves fit a little bit better here. That looks quite good if I do say so myself. And unfortunately, we do have a lot of clay around the base of the house. I'm going to delete it. The reason for that is all of the clay around the property, if we have clay, we can't plant any flowers there. So we're just going to solve that problem by ripping it up, placing the grass there, or dirt, or whatever it is you have at your disposal that flowers will grow on. And we're just going to get rid of all of this. And we're just going to chuck some flowers, and they can be any sorts of flowers that you like. I'd actually, if I were you, I'd consider spacing them out a little bit. I wouldn't have like rows and rows and rows and rows of flowers. I'd simply just add a few flowers here and there, just to kind of like brighten the place up a little bit. Just be a bit more conservative with the flower placing, and it just makes the place look a little bit nicer. The same can be said that if we place a load of oak leaves, just kind of like randomly around the fence of the property, if we just place a load of like random leaves, and if we just plant some random flowers here and there around the house, it just does make a nice little bit of a difference to the place. Otherwise, you've got a nice big, and it is big, but it'd be a bit empty and a little bit boring. I think I'm going to stick to mainly flowers around this particular picnic area because I don't want to take away that much from this nice little feature of the house. And of course, I'm just going to continue placing some flowers kind of cyclically through the house. I guess I'm kind of being a bit boring. I'm not mashing up the flowers very much. It is kind of like in an order. But yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's in an order. I mean, there's enough flowers that you can't tell that well. And yeah, that's just a pretty nice house. I mean, that's Peppa Pig's house pretty much complete. All I'm going to do to finish this off is I'm just going to get rid of this big 12. I think it was 12. Yeah, this big giant 12 that I wrote out using yellow concrete or yellow terracotta, actually. Yeah, there we go. We have the house complete, and that's just a nice little build. If you're into Peppa Pig, if you enjoy nice little builds like this, nice little bit throwback to maybe your childhood, then there you go. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do remember to smack that like button. I'd really appreciate it, or gently stroke it, really. I mean, you don't want to smack it, honestly. It's had enough pain. But I would really appreciate it if we could get some likes on this video. It'd really help me out. Other than that, if you guys want to comment down below and let me know what you want to see next, and if you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. But on top of all of those things, guys, if you do comment, leave me some comments and let me know what you want to see next. And if you do want to check out any more of the content, of which we have quite a lot, I'm thinking that some of you guys that watch this video might be interested in perhaps Gru's house from Despicable Me. Very cool build. This was last week's video. We also have Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse, which is one of my personal favorites. You guys, I'm sure, would enjoy that one as well. All of these can be found in the Cartoon Builds playlist and the card system in the description below. And even the Paw Patrol Tower. I'm sure that some of you guys out there would also love that. But we do also have loads of other cartoon-related builds and regular houses as well, scattered throughout this world, that I'm sure you guys will be very interested in seeing. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Hope to see you guys in the next video.